The Bhoodan movement, land gift movement, also known as the Bloodless Revolution, was a voluntary land reform movement in India. It was a socio-political movement initiated by Vinoba Bhave in 1951 in India. Vinoba Bhave was a disciple of Mahatma Gandhi, who chose him as the first individual Satyagrahi and had actively participated in India's freedom struggle. In 1951, at Pochampally village, Telangana, the Bhoodan movement attempted to persuade wealthy landowners to voluntarily give a percentage of their land to landless people. Bhave drew philosophical inspiration from the Sarvodaya movement and Gram Swarajya. Bhoodan is a step in the direction of the attainment of real democracy, as it is a call to the landowners to recognize their real interest and tries to protect it by conceding the landless their due rights. The dan does not mean charity, it really implies equal distribution. The movement may be looked at as a concrete manifestation of the application of the universal principles of love, truth, and non-violence to India's practical problems. Economic decentralization is one of the ends of the movement. Landless laborers were given a small plots that they could settle and grow their crops on. Bhoodan Acts were passed that stated that the beneficiary had no right to sell the land or use it for non-agricultural purposes or for forestry. For example, Section 25 of the Maharashtra State Bhoodan Act states that the beneficiary, who must be landless, should only use the land for subsistence cultivation. If the owner failed to cultivate the land for over a year or tried to use it for non-agricultural activities, the government would have the right to confiscate it. Bhave wanted peasants to give up using bullocks, tractors, or other machines for agricultural purposes. This was called Rishi Kheti in Hindi. He also wanted the people to give up using money in the form of Kanchandan. The movement had the support of Congress. Prakash Narayan withdrew from active politics to join the Bhoodan movement in 1953. In 1951, the third annual Sarvodaya conference was held at Shivrampally, a village a few miles south of the city of Hyderabad in South India. Vinoba was persuaded to leave his community center, ashram, at Paunar near Nagpur and attend the meetings. Vinoba decided to walk 300 miles to Hyderabad. Telangana had been the scene of violent communist rebellion which was still smoldering in April 1951. In coming to Hyderabad, Vinoba and other Gandhians were confronting a challenge and testing their faith in non-violence. Bhave crossed India on foot to pursue landowners to give up a piece of their land. His first success came on 18 April 1951 at Pochampally village in Nalgonda district, Andhra Pradesh, now Telangana, which was the center of communist activity. It was the culmination of the Telangana peasant movement. A violent struggle had been launched by peasants against the local landlords. Movement organizers had arranged for Bhave to stay at Pochampally, a village of about 700 families, of whom two-thirds were landless. Bhave visited the Harijan colony. By early afternoon, villagers began to gather around him. The Harijans asked for 80 acres of land, 40 wet, 40 dry, for 40 families. Bhave asked if it is not possible to get land from the government. Is there not something villagers themselves could do? To everyone's surprise, Ramchandra Reddy, the local landlord, got up and said in a rather excited voice, "I will give you 100 acres for these people." At his evening prayer meeting, Ramchandra Reddy got up and repeated his promise to offer 100 acres of land to the Harijans. This incident, neither planned nor imagined, was the very genesis of the Bhoodan movement, and it made Vinoba think that therein lay the potentiality of solving the land problem of India. V. Ramchandra Reddy initially offered a donation of 100 acres of his 3,500 acres land. Later, he donated an additional 800 acres. He joined social reform. After him, the land donation movement continued under a Bhoodan Trust movement with the help of his sons. The 7th Nizam of Hyderabad, Mir Osman Ali Khan, also donated 14,000 acres of his personal land to the Bhoodan movement. Other landowners including Raja Bahadur Girivar Narayan Singh, CBE, and Raja of Ranka, Gadwa, Jharkhand, donated a combined 1,02,000 and 1 acres to the Bhoodan initiative, the largest donation in India. Maharaja Kamakhya Narayan Singh Bahadur of Ramgarh Raj donated 2 lakh acres of land to Vinoba Bhave and others under the Bihar Bhoodan Yajna Act, prior to the institution of the suit, making it the biggest donation from any king. The initial objective of the movement was to secure voluntary donations and distribute it to the landless, but soon came to demand one-sixth of all private land. In 1952, the movement widened the concept of Gramdan, village in gift or the donation of an entire village, and had started advocating common ownership of land, whereas Bhoodan, literally land gift, aims at a social reform through individual acts of charity. Gramdan, literally village gift, tries to accomplish a social revolution through collective community decisions, whereby individual ownership of land should be abolished. Up to July 1971, about 1,68,058 entire villages have been donated to Vinoba, including 1,249 entire blocks and 47 districts all over the country. It was a part of a comprehensive movement for the establishment of a Sarvodaya society, the rise of all socio-economic political order, both in and outside India. The first village to come under Gramdan was Mangrowth in Hamirpur district of Uttar Pradesh. The second and third Gramdan took place in Odisha in 1955. Thus, a personal initiative assumed the form of a mass movement, reminding the people of Gandhi's mass movements. This was indeed a very remarkable achievement for constructive work movement. The enthusiasm for the movement lasted till 1957 and thereafter it began to wane. The Gramdan idea did not prove popular in the non-tribal areas and this partly accounted for the decline of the movement at the end of the 1950s. All this continued till 1974, but there was another aspect as well and it related to allied programs unfolded from time to time. Those programs were Sampatti Dan, wealth gift, Shram Dan, labor gift, Buddhi Dan, intellect gift, Jivan Dan, lifelong commitment to the movement by co-workers, Shanti Sena, peace army, Sadhan Dan, gift of implements for agricultural operations. By adopting Gandhi's ideas to the solution of the basic economic problem of land collection and equitable redistribution among the landless, the movement kept Gandhi's ideas of socio-economic reconstruction alive at a period when the tendency of the educated elite was to overlook, if not to reject Gandhi's ideas as irrelevant. The movement spontaneously attracted the attention of many fellow seekers and thinkers from outside India. Louis Fisher, the famous American correspondent, said, Gramdan is the most creative thought coming from the East in recent times. The British industrialist Ernest Barder was deeply impressed by the Bhoodan movement and implemented the Gandhian concept of trusteeship by allotting 90% share in the company to his industrial workers. By the 1960s, the movement had lost momentum. The Sarvodaya Samaj failed to build a mass movement that would generate pressure for social transformation. However, the movement made a significant contribution by creating moral ambivalence, putting pressure on landlords, creating conditions favorable to the landless. Sometimes the land donated was either unfertile or under litigation. It is widely believed that a high percentage of land collected in Bhoodan is unfit for cultivation. As up to 1957, no such statistics was collected regarding the quality of land received in Bhoodan. The fact is that out of the total land of 42,27,476 acres collected up to 1964, about 14,84,830 acres of land has been found unfit for cultivation. The estimate therefore comes to about 35.8%. As up to 31st March 1967, only 42,64,096 acres of land has been collected. The approximate percentage of such bad land can safely be said as 35 only. Besides, the psychological effects of the Bhoodan movement should not be undermined. When a landlord donates land, no matter of what quality it is, it certainly reflects some sacrifice for the landless and an acceptance of the idea behind the movement. Hence, large areas of land were collected, but little was distributed among the landless. The only legitimate objection to the working of Bhoodan is that its machinery is not efficient and the distribution process is very slow. Up to 31st March 1967, only 11,90,718 acres of land could be distributed. About 16 lakh acres of land was yet to be distributed. The remaining 14 lakh acres of land is supposed to be unfit for cultivation. It was not successful in areas where there was disparity in land holdings. Also, the movement failed to realize its revolutionary potential. What is the current scenario of the Gramdan Act? Today, 7 states in India have 3,660 Gramdan villages, the highest being in Odisha, 1,309. The other 6 are Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, and Uttar Pradesh. In September 2022, the Assam government repealed the Assam Gramdan Act 1961 and Assam Bhoodan Act 1965 by passing the Assam Land and Revenue Regulation Amendment Bill 2022 to counter encroachment on donated lands in the state. Till that time, Assam had 312 Gramdan villages. In the post-independent India, when the nation was going through thorough reconstruction, Bhoodan came as a glimmer of hope to the landless, poor and needy, aspiring to live a decent life free from oppressive land policies and landlords. Thoroughly rooted in Gandhian spirit, it aimed at the ultimate good of the society's Sarvodaya, but lost momentum due to lack of spirited persuasion and follow-up. It was one major effort that would be remembered forever in history, that Gandhian principles were conceived and followed to some extent. Though we may not witness such movement again, it still endows us with the hope that a true non-violent movement could be worked out with absolute determination and goodwill. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and share this video, do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon.